What up? It's your boy Ross and 2K. We got more topics, man. Let's get to it. Y'all know I've never been one for a big intro, man. So, let's do a video review. We're gonna start there.
Reasonable Doubt doesn't sell shit. Why you think I gave it away? Nobody made no money on that shit. Barely went gold. Nobody gives a fuck about Reasonable Doubt other than people that were there. Nobody gives a fuck about Reasonable Doubt. Ask some kid about Reasonable Doubt. They'll be like, nobody cares about Jay-Z as a rapper. No kid gives a fuck about Jay-Z at all. They not jacking his hairstyle, his gear. No one's fucking with Jay-Z. No one's listening to them fucking raps. None of that shit. That's all. You know that. When's the last time this nigga made a record? Like, he's an old man. Why the fuck should he be making records? But ain't nobody jacking Jay-Z. He's not. No one. I'm gonna tell you what killed Jay-Z. Them fucking dress shirts. That put him out of business. He wasn't fly after that. No one. He couldn't recover for them dress shirts. Show me a picture of me and a Yankee in a dress shirt with cufflinks, please. Let me know.
So, my thoughts are pretty simple on what Dame is saying about, nobody's listening to Jay-Z. I think what Dame is more so referencing is the younger generation. So if you were born after like 2000s, 2000, early 2000s, you're probably not listening to Jay-Z. So it's like he's also coming from kind of like a bitter place. Cause like I feel like that too, where it's like we talk about these top five, the Biggie, Pacs, Nas, and all that, but nobody's listening to that shit anymore. It's also coming from a place of just, rap has changed so much, and I think that I always try to make it a point to revisit older music or music in my generation. I try to stay privy to all of it, but ultimately, I still go back to Jay-Z. I still listen to Jay-Z, but I understand Dame's point of view. But he's not correct when it comes to like generally, especially if you were born anywhere from like 85 to like 95, late 90s, you're still listening to Jay-Z. I just think that. But also, he's missing a piece here that like Jay-Z's relevancy, Jay-Z. All right, I'm going to say in a general sense, Jay-Z isn't relevant to the rap game anymore. I guess that's safe to say. For me personally, you take it with a grain of salt. I think if Jay dropped right now, it would go crazy. It's Jay-Z. I mean, I would hope it would. It would for me. I want to hear it. I think Magna Carta Holy Grail was an amazing album. Then I thought 444 wasn't so great. So Jay-Z's also could be a hit or miss if he tries to step out into this current climate of hip hop, And I used to think that Jay-Z's days were behind him, his glory days. But again, with Magna Carta Holy Grail, it proved to me that Jay still got it. And I'm pretty sure Jay's still in the studio and he's still making songs and he can absolutely still crush the rap game, man, because he's a rapper's favorite rapper. So I think we all waiting to hear that. So I think Dame is more so speaking about the youngins, Also, I want to cover this other video about Stat Quo speaking on his deal with Eminem and Shady Records.
Signing artist doesn't seem all that attractive to me is because you just know that you're just going to be the one taking all of the blame if
Thankless
anything goes
job.
wrong. Yeah, and everything can go right. And then when something doesn't go wrong, right, then you're the one taking the blame for it, despite the fact that you have so much less of an ability to make things go wrong than he did.
Name a situation. I just want to know where an artist has did any type of deal, been successful, and then they didn't complain about something that went on with their past once they weren't successful.
Oh yeah.
It's never happened.
Unthinkable.
It's never happened. I did it. I had the opportunity. I signed with Dr. Dre and Eminem, and then when that situation went left, I did an interview like mad, like and then I look back at myself like I was an idiot for saying that. Then
Right.
people gave me an opportunity, gave me a chance. They changed my life, and these people are still in my life right now. Like, how could I ever think anything opposite? But I think at the time you so caught up in like what could have been instead of what actually happened. And what actually happened is man, you made a shit ton of money with these people, and they gave you an opportunity that nobody else did, and your name will live on forever because you was a part of something that was so historic. So how you gonna be mad? How can I ever be mad at Dr. Dre? Are you kidding me? This guy changed my existence. Eminem, Paul Rosenberg, Jimmy Iovine. How can I ever be mad at these people? These people changed my life.
Right.
I live in this life because those people saw that I was suitable enough to be down with what they were doing.
Okay, but devil's advocate, I mean, yeah, they made your life better and everything, but they didn't necessarily see the whole plan through, right? Because at a certain point, Eminem just got frustrated with you because you weren't necessarily doing things his way, right?
Well, that was a mistake that I made for opening my big mouth because I'm questioning a man that sold a quadrillion records, telling him that something's not going to work. That's stupid. I was dumb.
And so what? It was a song?
It was a song called Dance on It.
Okay.
And Eminem had wrote the hook, and he wanted me to say the hook. And I wanted him to stay on the hook. And this is where...
And he just wanted to have a verse on it.
No, it was just going to be my song, but he wrote the hook and he made the beat. Okay. But I was ignorant at the time because as rappers, you want to write all your stuff. You're like, oh, ain't nobody writing for me.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah. I'll use it if you stay on it and give me $1 million. Yes, I said that.
You said give me $1 million just as like a joke because you already signed, right?
Yeah, I was signed, but it wasn't a joke. I'm just saying that. And he got so mad, stormed out the studio, and Dre was like, why did you say that? I'm like, I was just saying that. I was like, you think he mad? He's like, Dre's like, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Dre was like, we got to finish the album. It's over. He's done with you.
Wow.
Right then. I'm like, damn, for real? And they had set it up. They put out the re-up. I had the most songs on that. Looking back, I could see what they were doing. They were setting me up to come out because I think that thing.
So I'm gonna just say Eminem is a prima donna. So for Eminem to treat that situation so harsh, to storm out and act like a little girl just because bruh said something he ain't like, I have to be biased here and I'm gonna stand. But I gotta be honest, that's some prima donna bullshit. And I'm sure M is been shady to some other people in the industry, even though you never hear about that. I think generally Eminem's probably just like a stand-up dude, but in that regard is just very like, so I kind of feel for Stat Quo as an artist because you want to go a certain direction and sometimes you get stubborn, but that doesn't mean you should be cut off and have your dreams ripped from under you. But let me say this on the other side of it. Let's speak from Eminem point of view, right? Eminem has no sympathy or empathy for someone that's not willing to listen to the plan because think about it. When M signed with Dre, he put his life into Dr. Dre's hands. He allowed Dr. Dre to like the Marines, broke him all the way down to build him up. He told M, this is the direction we going, and Eminem didn't question it. He just went with it. And it was outlandish. It was crazy. So I'm sure M comes from perspective of like, hey, bro, like I've been through this. I did this. I'm telling you what it is. Now, also, there's some people in the comments that wanted clarification on what he meant by give me $1 million and stay on it. So this is Stat Quo, and I watched this a few times to understand this. This was Stat Quo's thinking. You're not going to write for me. I will not have someone say that Eminem wrote for me. I'm an artist. I believe in myself this highly that nobody's going to write for me. So you wrote the hook, M. So then since you wrote the hook, you stay on it. You record the hook, right? So you'll be on the hook and just give me $1 million because I already know it's finna make 10 million just because you on the hook. That's all it was. So his mindset was just like, hey, bro, you ain't finna write for me. I'm Stat Quo. I'm that guy. I write my own shit. But if you want to write the hook, cool. You do the hook. Just give me $1 million out of it, bro. And it proved to be a pivotal mistake. But I think as an artist, man, coming from me being an artist, you do get stuck in your own way sometimes. That even in whatever field, like when you're doing entertainment, content creation and all that, like you may come across someone that can give you an excellent opportunity, but their vision for you just does not align with what you've always seen yourself as. But you also have to remember you're not where you want to be yet. So obviously whatever you're doing isn't quite working. So maybe you could take on a different perspective. So man, it was just an interesting story. I love to hear these stories, like these behind the scenes, seeing how artists really are you know, and how things just go in the studio, man. And then for Dre, he know M so well. He like, man, M's never gonna talk to you again, and it's sad. All right, man. So let's get into some topics, man. We did a couple video reviews. I want to go ahead and get some topics. VonOff1700. Is he the next superstar? Is he the next superstar out of Chirac behind G Herbo? Also, if let's say that VonOff1700 is the next superstar to come out of Chicago, and maybe G Herbo's already kind of took off, so maybe they're both kind of footing the bill on this movement coming out of Chirac. But let's just say, particularly in VonOff1700, who's still he's hitting the mainstream, he's teetering. The question I have is, does VonOff1700 need to make friends? Because if you notice, VonOff1700, he's not doing a whole lot of features. He's kind of doing this solo dolo. And the one thing in this industry you have to understand is that you're gonna need a cosign at some point, because you want to gravitate to and not just because you don't think you're lit or that you just need a bigger name. It's more so like you're gonna attract their fan base, you know, and ultimately VonOff1700 is not doing himself any favors if he's not gonna reach out and make friends in the industry and have these features. I don't know what his status is in Chicago with the politics in Chicago in the streets. I don't know. That's what I think it is that he don't rock with a lot of people, man. Like, he's off his block and that's it. But if you look at like G Herbo willing to reach out, and the man G Herbo did a song with Moneybagg Yo, his baby mama's boyfriend. Like, it's kind of weird, bro. But think about it. He's willing to reach out to anybody to get where he need to go, because he understands that Chicago is a particular sound and it's one of the mainstream genres, that drill. But he understands also that I got to reach out and try to develop these relationships to open up more opportunities and to get more fans. So I think VonOff1700, if I can answer that question, I think VonOff1700 is definitely could be the next superstar coming out of Chicago, but he gotta reach out and make friends and make himself more marketable. Von still move, you know, VonOff1700 still moves. Let me just slide over here. Still moves like underground. And I don't know if he has that mainstream appeal, but I can't totally answer that. That's why I have to see what effort he can put forth to get on some features for people to really see him out there to kind of and see if that could play out. I don't know, but he definitely could be up next. All right. Will Fetty Wap be back on top? Short answer, Fetty is not gonna reach that level that he was before. Just, man, that era with Fetty Wap, with Trap Queen and My Way, and like that whole era that was just an era he seized. He seized the moment, made a lot of money, and he'll always be a name in the industry. So like he dropped the song I Remember, which I think was a wrong move as a lead single. I don't think that's what we wanted to hear from Fetty. I understand that he had just got out of prison. He wanted to kind of break down that journey that led to him into prison, his prison sentence, and then you know how things were locked up, and then coming out, how things are now. He's just telling a story. I mean, I'm not mad at the song. I just don't think that was the right move as like the lead single. I think he should have gave us bangers. Like, if you're trying to get back to that level, which again, I don't know if he could ever reach that, but if you're trying to be like, yo, I'm still Fetty, I still got the bangers, then bring them on. And the track I Remember, reserve that for the album. Let us find that. That's a diamond in the rough. Let us find that, to be like, oh, I ain't know Fetty he could switch it up like that. But he from Jersey too, though. You know, remind us, you from Jersey, man. Y'all get down with the bars too. you know, but that's just my thought. And I don't have a whole lot to say on that. I'll be honest. Okay, I got a question here. Somebody asked, is Latto going to be the last female standing? So I guess they're trying to say, like, you know, this female era is not going to last forever. So is Latto, and I think it said they said total package, like in parentheses. I guess they're trying to say, like, is she the total package? Okay, I guess I would say, yeah, I think Latto lyrically is like superior. I think out of all these female rappers, Latto has the most talent. And I can't take anything away from Glorilla, because I think Glorilla is like, you know, like right here, because she can really rap. Like I really rock with Glorilla. I think she's talented. I just think that if that's the question, who's the last one standing, it's got to be Latto. Latto is very talented, man. She's written songs for other people. She's a writer. She can make a hit. She looks great. You know, with female rappers, it is what it is. They got to be beautiful. She is. She's got the mainstream appeal, man. Like she's definitely a superstar, and I think that she could be the last female standing out of all this. I think she will be, because Nicki and Cardi are gonna age out, and they're not dropping. You know, they're not dropping as consistent. Cardi and all the media bullshit, which could keep her relevant, fine, but she ain't really getting to the music for real. Like, we want to see what's next for Cardi. We want to hear Nicki drop one more album at least, and it's not happening. So it looks like Latto's going to carry that, you know, carry that weight. Okay. Is Atlanta still number one in the industry? Yes. Atlanta is still on top. I'm not saying that because I'm from here or live here. I just think that when it comes to what dictates how where the trends are gonna go, if we looking for to see what Atlanta's got going on, you still are. You still checking for us. So until you stop checking for Atlanta on what's the new wave, then we still on top. You know, and we still have. Like, you gotta think, we still got Future, we still got Thug, we still got Playboy Cardi, we still got Lil Baby, we still got Gunna. Like, we still got Latto. I just mentioned Latto. We have a stacked card, still stacked. And I'm missing names. This is just off top. I just gave it to you off top. I mean, New York is stuck on the drill scene. You got Cali's been trying to make a resurgence. They are trying. But it just ain't catching. It's not catching. You know, you just got Kendrick. I'm sorry. You mainstream, like really, really doing it, you just got Kendrick. Louisiana, you got Gates, you got YB. You know, I mentioned Chicago, you still the Dirks, which is locked up. So it's like, what? You got Von, you got G Herbo. So that's tough, man. I think Atlanta's still running the game. Okay, so I had a question here. What's next for Memphis? I'm gonna say, so Memphis right now, who's popping? Shiesty, who is in legal trouble, Finesse 2 times, having issues with it, with his contract with Mob Ties. He wants to be released. He said it. And looks like he's headed for a Pooh Shiesty situation. You got Moneybagg Yo, but I think Moneybagg is past his prime, respectfully. You got Gotti, but Gotti is a CEO and the boss man. He's not rapping. You got, man, we had took Dolph. Key Glock still popping. You know, what's next for Memphis? I don't know. We need to, what I would like to see, obviously I'd like to see some new talent out of Memphis, and I think we'll see where that goes. Memphis is a hotbed in the rap industry, but I would love to see Shiesty beat his case in a perfect world. Shiesty beats his case. Finesse gets out of his mob ties deals and he's able to do what he wants. And he start dropping music again because Finesse is cold. Moneybagg Yo get back to the shits. Gotti helping facilitate this new talent. And then Key Glock, just keep doing what you're doing. That's what I would like to see from Memphis. All right, dang, we just flying through these questions today, man. It's like I usually have like such a deep synopsis. Okay, where is California right now? And well, before we add, and I mentioned California earlier, before we get into where California is right now, which it's in a weird place, I would say that let's go over the major regions that we need in hip hop. We need Texas, we need Miami, Philly, New York, Detroit, the DMV, and Louisiana, and Cali. We need these like they've always been a hot spot, man. Like we need these regions. That's why I say rap is in a weird place. We can't just be looking forward to Drake Iceman. We can't just be like it's Drake and nothing else. Or it's just Drake and Kendrick BS, and then what else? We gotta look forward to what's, you know what I'm saying? And Atlanta. So it's like this, right? Texas, and he's just off top. I got D-Baby. All right, D-Baby's cold. Miami, I don't know. I can only think of Rick Ross. Philly, you just think of Meek. New York, Fabio, Lil TJ. Off top. Detroit, I got T Grizzly. Obviously Eminem, legend. DMV, that's Denver, Maryland, Virginia. Who? Somebody up that area. I don't know, like Chris Brown, Virginia. Louisiana, YB Gates, off top. Of course, Lil Wayne, legend. You know, California has to always be in the conversation, and we need talent out of California. And I don't know if that's just the Tupac effect, like Tupac blew California all the way up. Then you got Dre, then you got Game, you got Ice Cube, and NWA. Like it's like California was that area, and it kind of is sad to see it like not be in the complete conversation. I think that Cali still got to figure out their style, man. I got to be honest. Like there's a particular style we've come to expect from California. I get that, but let's refine that, man. Let's modernize this style that's coming out of California. Like we got to see more talent coming out of there, and it's fine. Like it's gang culture, so cool. But where they at though? You know, where the superstars at? I know they there. We got to get them. Bring them out. All right. Somebody says, is lyricism over, or will it only be accepted by the big three for lyrics? And the big three is Drake, Cole, Kendrick. Respectfully, lyricism is over. If it's not from the artist we want to hear it from. It's died out. It's a lost art. So like if it ain't gonna come from if it ain't gonna come from Kendrick, Cole, Drake, who else? I'm trying to think. You see what I mean? There's like no, I can't. It's like my brain blocks it off. I don't have anyone else I can think like that would bring the lyric. Maybe Nicki too. Jay, if Jay-Z wanted to come back. Rick Ross's lyric. Like we just have a small group that were like, we will take lyricism, but Rick Ross ain't in that conversation. We talking lyrical, miracle, purical, pherical, and like you talking about that, like lyrically. I'm assuming, like, yeah, lyricism is over, and we only want to hear it from them. Sorry, if you got a new artist to come through, if there was a new artist that came through and was trying to spit that lyrical shit, like they wouldn't get anywhere. It definitely wouldn't get far, man. They would have to stand out so much that it's like an impossible feat. So yeah, it's sad, man. That's the short answer. Okay, can Thug make a real comeback without Gunna? No. Young Thug has to make things right with Gunna. Gotta make it right. Because, and it's very simply put, and I can't wait to say this. I can't wait to express this because it's like the whole situation is like dead, it's over. But I have to say this, like, Thug is gonna forever look like a hypocrite if he doesn't make things right with Gunna, because all Gunna said was yes ma'am, and he was labeled a rat, and Thug went in the interrogation room and just talked a lot. And now it is neck and neck, bruh. Just go ahead and just go make it right with Gunna, man, because we want to see Gunna, Thug, and Baby collab. We mostly want to see Thug and Gunna come back, collab. Let's get it back going, bro. It was a golden era. It just ain't gonna be. It don't even feel right. You see, Thug is not getting the same perception as he was before, prior to this whole situation. It wasn't him getting locked up. I mean, partially because he was gone so long, but it's mostly because he won't make things right with Gunna. And can't nobody really stand for that, bro. So until Thug be like, man, all right, yeah, I was in that interrogation room. I was talking too much. Yeah, it was rat-like behavior. I'm not a rat, but it was rat-like behavior. And for Gunna, like, he said, yes, ma'am. Like, that was part of his plea deal. I don't, like, let's patch it. Let's piece it up. Let's just get over it. Let's move on. And Thug's got to do is got to make it right before we want to hear shit. I ain't trying to hear it, man, unless you really gonna come with some heat. But when you had heat, you had Gunna, you had your boys with you too, like Baby. All right, still a few more topics. Okay, top YCs. So top white rappers right now: 1900 Rugrat, BLP Kosher, Belly Gang. But Belly Gang's black, but he does seem like a white rapper to me. And Jay Wick. These are some good names you dropped. I guess that's it. You know, but BLP Kosher is like a best kept secret, man. He's not mainstream yet. Like, everybody actually doesn't know about BLP Kosher. Like 1900 Rugrat is more at the forefront of that, and Belly Gang Cushington. And like Jay Wick too. Like Jay Wick has gone viral for it. Like, he really be spitting. He's cold. Like, Jay Wick is cold. But BLP Kosher, I want to see BLP Kosher more. Like, I want to see him, you know, but he's a Jewish rapper. And I think it just sucks because right now with the tensions going on, I'm telling you, it does make a difference. With the tension going on in Israel, in America, and the Iran situation, all this stuff, him being a Jewish rapper right now is just like, I don't think nobody trying to hear it. And I've noticed I don't think he's dropping music right now. I haven't heard anything. Maybe I should do some, you know, but BLP Culture is cold, bro. He's really good. Like, we got a solid lineup for the white rappers, bro. Like, for the YCs, man, they putting on for sure, bro. 1900 Rugrat, though, is kind of burning out. I don't like that, bro. Like, he got to get back to it. And because his potential is crazy. All right. Why couldn't Young M.A. be a superstar? Young M.A. I guess that's like an awkward question. Why Young M.A. couldn't be a superstar? Young M.A. because she's a stud. When Young M.A. really started making like waves in the industry, I was thinking a stud. Like I was like, I don't know how far she's gonna go because we've never seen it. You've never seen this in the industry. Like, if you're gonna be a female rapper, you gotta be beautiful. You gotta look good. You gotta have a lot of sex appeal to the male. Like, the males gotta want to smash, and the women gotta want to be you and live your life. And unfortunately for studs, it's just like not a lot of, you can't really relate to that. Men are gonna be indifferent about it for the most part. If you spitting, cool, we gonna rock with it, but we indifferent. Women are not gonna want to be you or be like you, and you know, most women I don't think are gay, so they're not like, you know, they might think you're cute or whatever as a stud, but like that's kind of as far as it go. So and that is, unfortunately, that is the reason Young M.A. could never be a superstar, even though she's fire. I think she's like so talented. I was like, yo, she's up there with Nicki. For real. Up there with Latto? Yeah. Young and May, man. I would, like, when she drops now, listen. Like, Young and May drop a freestyle, I gotta go hear it. Because she cold. You know, but maybe her time has passed. I don't know. She's clean now. She's got a clear head. So maybe not. Maybe she can, you know, make a resurgence. That would be dope. But as far as superstar, man, I don't know what that would look like. Let's just say that. But yeah, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. This is the full stream here. I'm going to put this out for you guys so you could check it out. I think we got some good stuff, man. A few video reviews. We got some topics. But yeah, man, I just appreciate y'all rocking with me. I appreciate the support. It's 1K on YouTube, man. This is, yeah, I want y'all to, hey, support the group chat, man. Check out the podcast I got with my boy AR and Woe, and we're under the Purple Shell Network. So if you go to my IG at Rawson2K and you click on the link, you will see the Rawson2K YouTube channel. You'll see the group chat YouTube channel. And of course, go on my timeline, support my clips. You'll see a lot of these clips solo, what people love me for. You also see on the podcast, my collaboration. We doing big things right now with the group chat. But yeah, man, much love.